Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Hubert Chong. I know it's been a while again since my last video. I've been on a business trip to Germany from the 28th of August to the 9th of September for IFA exhibition, and another 10 days for quarantine in China afterwards. It's been almost 4 years since my last international trip to Turkey, so I was quite excited about this trip. While I was also curious about what international trips are like during pandemic. This is the airport in international airport in Hangzhou, and it's quite empty, and also all of the stores are closed, and it seems like they're not likely to open anytime soon. That's because China is relatively closed and people are not taking international flights as they used to do. It's really empty. The airport was quite empty and most of the stores were closed as if the end of the world. It was quite surprising and completely expected. I can kind of get why international flight tickets are so expensive now for China because obviously less passengers now and the airport has lost the income of airport shopping. However, it was quite interesting to experience this lifetime experience where you get to fly at an empty airport. We took a train from Frankfurt to Dusseldorf right away as we landed. Fortunately, jet lag has never been a problem for me, so I got to take photos and videos to record this once in a while trip as soon as I landed. Now let's talk about my impression of Germany. It wasn't my first time to visit Germany, so um, still the sky is very clear and the perfume in the air, well, I guess is deodorant. Please let me know if you know what that smell is. And the hotel was fantastic, although it wasn't so big, but it was clean and modern. Anyway, it was owned by Hilton, so what do you expect, right? What I liked the most about the hotel was the carpeting and the window. So I spent the first night in Dusseldorf. My colleague told me that it's a city known as the City of Asians. There were Turkish food, Korean food, and Japanese food in the neighborhood. We ended up having Korean food almost like all the time when we stayed in Dusseldorf, simply because we couldn't enjoy German food. For Chinese, me and my colleagues felt like they either taste too salty or doesn't have any flavor at all, even for a Cantonese like me. And also, even my favorite brand, McDonald's, is not as good in Germany. Sorry, it's probably just our personal preferences. Surprisingly, the Chinese restaurant Jolie in Berlin became our favorite during the trip. Dusseldorf is a beautiful city that I personally feel like more beautiful than Berlin. It's probably because I'm a history lover. Each brick and stone of the buildings and streets is as if telling the story of the culture and the history of Germany in its own unique way. I also like how chill the people are in the country. Imagine spending your afternoon with your old friends at a bar by the streets on a sunny day. Imagine cycling to work. Imagine reading your favorite book by the street. and look at this, Shein in Düsseldorf. And now, of course, let's talk about COVID. We were a bit worried about COVID before the trip, actually. Surprisingly, Chinese passengers were the only passengers that were wearing masks at the airport and passport control. And then we kind of realized that everything was quite normal in Germany. People in Germany are still required to wear a mask on public transportation, but no COVID test, no health code. 70% of the time was as normal as before pandemic. We were on a business trip and we were supposed to meet clients and introduce our products to visitors at our booth. It didn't take long for us to realize how difficult it would be to talk to visitors while our facial expressions were all hidden under the mask. It kind of reminded me of how Asians were mistreated in the beginning of the pandemic in other countries, when Asians were perceived as the virus carriers. And what's funny is that now we are doing the same thing to them. Alright, it's probably going to take 2 or 3 videos to finish introducing this trip. Hopefully I'm gonna be uploading a new video soon. Thank you for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time.